Lush house.
We cannot be complicit anymore. Instead of getting defensive, we need to listen, learn, and reflect to do better. Racism isn't just about bad people. It's about the systems that we uphold.
I don't understand what part of this isn't resonating with a lot of white people, but I'm sick and fucking tired because do you remember all of those bullying assemblies that we had to sit through as a kid? Where they would say, if you are a bystander, you are just as bad as the bully because you could step in, you could do something. It's the same thing because you are being complicit in a problem that you could easily use your voice to fucking combat. Not to mention, true equality and cultural competence means that you recognize the inherent differences in each demographic of people and you celebrate them.
And they never saw how evil it was. I remember in grade school, went to a water fountain and it was for the whites and for the blacks. Why didn't I know then that it was wrong? The water's the same for everybody. Why was it like that? I was so stupid not to realize that that's wrong.
A lot of racism in white families occurs behind closed doors. I've been over at friends' parents' places and heard them say some pretty obscene things about people of color, assuming that I am on their side simply because I am white. Obviously, this makes for some awkward conversations when I do call them out.
Now, we often hear about reverse racism now.
There's no such thing as reverse racism. There's no such thing as reverse racism. You can only be a racist if you have the power to institutionalize what you're doing to people who are different from you. What we're calling reverse racism is natural reaction to being treated unfairly on the basis of somebody else's ignorance.
We live inside systems that were built by white people for white people. And most of us were never taught to see those systems, let alone challenge them. Racism isn't just slurs or hate. It's who gets hired, who gets stopped, who gets protected, and who doesn't.
If you are not sure that all white people have opinions on racism, just bring it up the next time you're around a bunch of white people. Not only do we all have opinions, but they tend to be very emotionally charged, and that has nothing to do with whether they're informed or not.
You say that all whites are racist. Can you expound on that?
Any white person who was born, raised, and schooled in the United States of America, if you aren't a racist, you're a miracle. Either that or you decided to educate yourself. Because education in this country is about white is right, brown's all right, black's gotta stand back.
And one of the things that remained pretty constant was going over to people's homes and hearing, honestly, racist comments made about people of color, whether they were super minor comments or they were slurs being said. And the first time this happened, I was 10 or 11 years old. I was living in a small town in California, and it was a place where a lot of immigrants come to when they first come to the US, right? I was over at this girl's house, and her mom was an immigrant from South Africa, and that was the first time that I ever heard the N-word. I didn't understand the context, I didn't understand what was happening, and I remember Googling, what does this mean? And that was the first moment that I realized this is such a learned behavior.